Hello, my name is Bob Allan. My Capstone project is a COVID-19 tracking system inspired by the COVID tracking system that is currently used in China. During the first few crucial weeks of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Chinese government responded to the virus by creating a mobile application that tracks the movement of their citizens and assigns them a color-based health code of red, yellow, or green. The purpose of the app was to limit the movement of infected individuals throughout the country. The app generates a QR code that can be scanned by a government official or business owner that is controlling access to various places like restaurants, subways, shopping malls, and places of employment. If a citizen's QR code is green, then they are allowed to proceed to their destination. If not, they are barred from entry. Few people know exactly how the Chinese tracking app works or what makes a citizen's color code change. The app is not mandatory, however, Chinese citizens without the app are usually restricted to their own neighborhood and are not able to enter public places. Use of this app has quickly spread across China. As of late February 2020, more than 200 Chinese cities had adopted the new technology. My Capstone project contains four major components: a mobile application, a web application, a server, and a database. The two applications have completely different functionality. The web application is only intended for use by government officials, while the mobile application is only intended for use by citizens. After a government official logs into the web application, they can visualize each of the citizens on a map. This map is also beneficial because they can see clusters of infected individuals on the map. The web application also allows government officials to see demographics of the local population and also allows government officials to change the color code of an individual, let's say if they came back with a negative COVID test. The two primary purposes of the mobile application are to display a citizen's QR code and to track their proximity to other users. The app checks periodically to see if the user's phone is within 10 feet of another user. The location of the user is accessed from the GPS sensor within the phone. Then that information is sent to the server. The server performs a Pythagorean calculation using the longitude and latitude with respect to every other user within the database. Then the specified user's color codes can be changed if they meet certain criteria. For example, if user A is green and user B is red, and they are standing within 10 feet of each other, then user A's color is changed to yellow. If user A stands next to user B for an additional minute, then user A's color is changed to red. Each citizen's color assignment has an expiration date. If a citizen has been yellow for 5 days, then their color automatically changes back to green. If it has been red for 14 days, then their color automatically changes back to green. As mentioned before, an administrator could also change a citizen's color code at any time. For instance, if the citizen received a negative result from a lab test. For my tech stack, I chose to run my database and server from the Google Cloud, which was a good choice. Google Cloud provides easy-to-follow tutorials to assist with any problems that you might encounter. I chose to use a MySQL database because my data was simple and because I'm familiar with MySQL. For the server, I used Node.js and Express, which were a little tricky to set up, but easy to add things to once they were set up. I found myself using npm package manager a lot during this project to add small features to the server. For the web app, I used JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Plain vanilla JavaScript was pretty easy to work with, but somewhat time-consuming. In hindsight, using a library like React might have saved some time depending on how long it would have taken me to learn React. For the mobile application, I used Android. This was an excellent choice because I had a chance to really sharpen my Android skills while building a separate project in Varun's class. This is a demonstration of my Android mobile app. First, we're going to register a new user. I'm going to make up a social security number. And a password. Save it. It says registration successful, so they've been successfully saved in the database. So we'll sign in. We see we have our user Greg Smith, his social, his current location, and his color code is green, and so his change back to green status doesn't have a date in, it's just null for now. We can see his QR code, and his social security number is embedded in his QR code. Go back to my data and we'll log out. We can log in as another user, who is me. We can see my color code is red, and my color will change back to green a few days from now. It also has my location and my social security number, and my QR code is different than the first one, and it also has my social security number embedded in it. Okay, this is a demo of the web application. First, we're going to start by taking a look at the database. We're going to note that our user Greg Smith has been added to the database, and his color is green. But we're going to focus on these two individuals, myself and a nearby test individual named Nearby Test. We're both standing in Liberty Park, relatively close to one another. So if we go over to the website, which is www.utahcovidtracker.com, we can log in. We can see that there are two people with red status, one person with yellow status, and 3 people with green status. We're going to go over and look at the citizens on the map really quick. If we zoom way in, we can see that there are 2 people with red status standing right next to each other, myself and the test citizen. So if we go over and change a color, we're going to change my color to green. I'm going to change it to red or yellow or whatever, but we're going to do green. This is a notification from the database that the color has been successfully updated. Check our summary. There's only 1 red person. Now there's 4 green people. We're going to check the database real quick. I'm green. I have no expiration date. Go over to the citizens, and we can see that if we zoom way in, you can see that there's a green person standing right next to a red person right here. Okay. So after a minute passes, then the server scans again to see who's standing next to who. And we see that my color has changed to yellow with an expiration date of 5 days. Go over to the map, or we go over to the data summary. We can see now we have 2 yellow people, 3 red people, and 1 green person. Go back to the map, we can see that my color is yellow. We'll zoom in. Now we can see a yellow person standing right next to a red person. We'll wait 1 more minute. And we can see now my color has changed to red with an expiration date of 14 days. Go to the data summary. We see now we have 2 red people, 1 yellow person, and 3 green citizens. We go back to the map. And zoom in on Liberty Park. And we'll see that now we have 2 red citizens standing next to each other. All right, it looks like we are at the end. Not just the end of my presentation, but at the end of the MSD program. So congratulations if you're graduating in the next few weeks. I'd like to thank Matthew Flatt for his assistance throughout this project. It was a lot of work. And I'd like to thank Ben, Varun, and all of the amazing classmates I've had the privilege to work with over the past year and a half. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you in your future careers.